Make this easy apple pumpkin muffin recipe again and again.
That everything is laid out, which makes it much easier when you get started. So a couple of tips for the molasses: either put it into your pumpkin or oil your measuring spoon and then oil the dish that you're going to put the molasses on from the oil that you're using in your recipe, and that will make it slide out a whole lot easier. So what we're going to do is combine all the dry ingredients: soy flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, the salt, pumpkin pie spice, and ginger, all into one bowl. Give that all a quick mix in your whisk in your bowl to get them all combined so that the leavening ingredients, especially your baking powder, are fully combined into your flour, and that will help mix it a whole lot better, because this recipe is very easy to mix up because all you're going to do is mix it in a bowl. So next you're going to take the wet ingredients, which is the pumpkin, the molasses, the oil, and then the apple. So I'm going to put the apple in last so it doesn't get too heavy. So you can see I oiled my bowl and the molasses is sliding right off, which makes it so much easier. This trick works for peanut butter as well. So I put the items in there and use spatula or a whisk, whichever seems to be working better for you. Just give those a quick mix and then put in the apple. So I diced my apple fairly small, but I still wanted each muffin to have some chunks of apple. Then you're gonna add your eggs to the pumpkin mixture. I almost forgot them. Okay, so it should look nice and thick and creamy. And then you're going to add about half of the flour mixture into the pumpkin mixture. And then once you've combined that, just takes a few stirs, then add the rest. If you add it all at once, it's harder to stir and you get a little bit more lumps that way, which you don't want. You want your batter to be nice and smooth. And give the time for the pumpkin mixture to absorb into the flour mixture. And we have that mixture all mixed up and the batter is nice and smooth. Then you're just going to place 3 tablespoons into each portion of a muffin pan and bake them. So just sprinkle, after you've put the batter into the muffin pan, just sprinkle on your coarse sugar on the top. I just generously pinch it on there. And I use turbinado coarse sugar, so it seems to stay on the top, melt down a little bit, and caramelize the tops of the muffins a little bit, which I really like. And these are going right into the oven that I preheated, and make sure your oven is well preheated. You don't want to just, as soon as it gets to the temperature, open the oven door and put your muffins in. You want the oven to be really hot, so make sure it's preheated well so that the muffins get a good rise as you start them. All right.
Be sure to test the muffins with a toothpick to make sure they come out clean and take them out of the oven. You can see they all rose beautifully. Enjoy them hot with some butter, and get this printable recipe on my blog, createdbydiane.com.